Now to a column signed by Emmanuel Macron, the French president, as well as Egypt's leader and the King of Jordan. This calls for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza. Dipty's looking through it for us in the press review.
That's right, Stuart. King Abdallah II, the King of Jordan, Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, the Egyptian president, and Emmanuel Macron, the French president, have co-signed this column that appears in Le Monde today. It also appears in the Washington Post, in which these leaders call for an immediate and permanent ceasefire in Gaza. No peace in the Middle East will come from violence, terrorism, or war, they write. The only lasting solution is a two-state solution, the only credible one that could guarantee peace and security for all, both Israelis and Palestinians. They also call for the immediate provisions of aid to Gazans and warn Israel against the dangerous consequences of its offensive in Rafah.
Now to Nicaragua, lashing out at Germany. This is in a case brought before the International Court of Justice, seeking to stop it from providing Israel with weapons.
Yeah, it's a really interesting article that's actually playing out quite a bit in the German and Nicaraguan press today. This is from Die Zeit, a German paper, which says that the lawyer representing Germany at the International Court of Justice in The Hague representing Nicaragua, accuses Germany of neglecting its duty to prevent genocide in Gaza. He also lashed out at Berlin for its perceived hypocrisy, providing aid to Palestinians while at the same time arming Israelis so that with which they've been killing Palestinians. Die Zeit, a German daily, reports that Germany has angrily refuted these allegations and will present its defense in the court on Tuesday. Now, the irony of Nicaragua bringing such a case is not lost on Frankfurter Allgemeine, another German daily, which reminds us that Nicaragua's president, Daniel Ortega, rules the country with an iron fist and represses democratic rights. Ortega, out of all people, now appears to want to campaign internationally for the observance of human rights, the Frankfurter Allgemeine says rather bitterly in this article. From the Nicaraguan press, you have this article from a major paper there, which looks at the reasons for why Nicaragua has brought forward such a case. The paper's actually interviewed a professor in international law today who explains that in all probability, it is an attempt by Ortega to gain more prominence on the international stage, from which he has been ever more isolated. Because according to the professor, if it really was about arming Israel and the negative consequences, then this court case would not just target Germany, but other countries such as the US.
And let's move to the US on that note, bringing us some breathtaking photos from the solar eclipse that was viewed, of course, by millions in North America, Mexico as well yesterday. Yeah,
that's right, in parts of Canada as well. That solar eclipse, a very rare occurrence, of course, only happening, not happening a lot, watched by millions at watch parties, in campsites, the beach, in the air as well. The total solar eclipse, of course, occurs when the moon passes between the Earth and Sun and completely blocks our vision of the sun. These are some of the images. You have this beautiful composite image taken of different photos put together at different stages of the solar eclipse. You have this one over the Four Freedoms Monument. This one is very beautiful as well. Look at that. This is in Indiana at the Memorial Stadium, a plane and the eclipse coinciding at the same time. This is over Niagara Falls as well, which is one of the hot spots to view the total solar eclipse. And there's a really nice article, a nice post on Instagram. This is a front page of an Ohio newspaper that has been going viral. So this front page dates back to the 1970s when this paper predicted that the next total solar eclipse would be April 8th, 2024. Talk about being able to predict the future.
Yeah, very nice. Nice to see that. Great stuff. Quick word now on the Atlantic's cover story for its May edition.
Yeah, it's a long-length feature story. It's well worth a read. It's about what they call the Great Serengeti land grab, how Gulf princes, the safari industry, and conservation groups are pushing out what's left of the Maasai tribe's land in the Serengeti. It follows a man named Songoyo, a Maasai man who previously had 3 wives, 14 children, and a compound with enough land for 75 cows. Today, he has nothing, he says. The Tanzanian government has seized all his land, as a lot of the land there has been converted into exclusive hunting grounds for rich tourists. Well worth checking out in the Atlantics edition for May.
And finally from Dipti, the makers of Scrabble. They are bringing out a new version of their beloved board game.
Yes, that's right. And it is for people who do not like competitive board games.
Oh, that's me.
Well, there you go. They're introducing a double-sided board. On one side, you have the regular anger-inducing Scrabble. On the other, a less competitive version where you work together, play together, and achieve common goals. According to The Guardian, research shows that 35% of Britons think baby boomers are the most competitive, and it gets lower and lower as each generation follows. In those figures, almost 1 in 2 Scrabble players have tried to make up new words. Merriam-Webster's dictionary is the official referee on Scrabble. It has also tried to be inclusive and introduce new vernacular. So words like adorbs, bay, and vax are now acceptable in Scrabble.
In Scrabble, excellent. Equerry is the only time I ever won at Scrabble on a triple word score. Equerry, just remember it, okay?
What does it mean?
Dipti, thank you very much. I'll tell you after. We're out of time. More news coming up in just a moment.